We talk about the things that are trending there in the NFL, and we talk about it and we determine if it's a panic or we need to slow it down and be patient. Next up, Desmond Ridder, the Atlanta Falcons quarterback, has been benched. That's right, has been benched for Tyler Heinicke, and Tyler Heinicke will be starting against the Indianapolis Colts on Sunday as they battle for that NFC South crown. Right now, the Falcons are sitting at 6-8. They are a game behind in the NFC South, behind the Saints and the Buccaneers. Right now, they do play the Colts, Bears, and Saints moving forward. Pretty much of a favorable schedule. Week 18 does come down, probably to a playoff potential matchup there with the Saints. So we have to ask a question. Are the Atlanta Falcons in panic mode, or should they just slow it down, baby, and be patient? Listen, I have never really liked Desmond Ridder as a starter for the Atlanta Falcons. However, this season he has shown has been throwing spurts of greatness out there. When I say greatness, he has played some really good football, right? He is completing about 63% of his passes, 2,500 yards passing, but he does have 10 touchdowns to 10 interceptions. But during that time strength, right, he has been battling with Kyle Pitts. We don't even know if Kyle Pitts is still on the team. This man has been in the league like 3 or 4 years, was like the second overall pick for the Falcons 4 years ago, and he has like 2 touchdowns, right? Drake London finally made a big play, finally started to come out of his shell. But guys, if you are an Atlanta Falcons fans right now, you have to be in panic mode. You have to be in panic mode 100% because you are in the battle to make the playoffs right now. You have to beat the Colts. You have to beat the Bears. You have to beat the Saints. And you hope the Buccaneers lose a game or two. And you're going to a backup quarterback in Heinicke. Yes, I thought Heinicke was a great quarterback for the Washington Commanders, but they didn't think so. They said, get out of town. Sam Howell, you're our guy. Sam Howell's been benched for Jacoby Brissett, but that's besides the point. Heinicke hasn't taken a snap for the Atlanta Falcons all season long. You get benched in the most important part of your schedule. It is definitely time to panic. Hoffy, are the Atlanta Falcons in panic mode, or should we just slow it down?
I think you have to be in panic mode. Just looking at their schedule, the Bears is going to be their most winnable game, we'll call it, and I don't even think they win that game. So I think they absolutely have to be in panic mode. A lot of people picked this team to win the NFC South at the beginning of this year. I didn't see it. I don't think they're a good team. They, like you said, they did draft Kyle Pitts. I think it was like number 6 or something like that. He's not panned out for what, you would expect to get out of a top 10 pick. We'll just say that. They have a running back in Robinson, but other than that, they don't have, I don't feel any solid, receivers to even help Ridder out. I'm not a fan of Ridder, but with his cast that he has had, I mean, like you said, he's 63% of his passes, 20. I mean, he's had some games where you question where he's thrown for 39 yards, 71 yards, 115 yards, but he's also had games where he's thrown for 250, 307, 329. So as you said, there's been spurts, but I just think that this Atlanta Falcons offense is not very good overall.
Yeah,
so I'd say yes, panic.
Yeah, and
panic.
People with you in the chat agree. John says it is time to panic. It is the Atlanta Falcons. Of course it's time to panic. And then I also saw Jay says Colts win out. I do think the Colts win out. I think the Colts actually win the AFC South. I think the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to lose one game, if not two. The Houston Texans are there just maybe a year away, right? You have to learn how to lose before you know how to win. And the Colts, they do play the Falcons moving forward, right? Should be a very winnable game. Then they play the Raiders. Dub. And then they play the Texans, which is going to be a de facto play-in game for the playoffs, and they do win that game at home. So Jay, I am with you. I think the Colts win out and win the AFC South. Hoffy, when you look at the Indianapolis Colts right now, they're tied with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans for 8-6 in the AFC South, playing the Falcons, Raiders, and Texans moving forward. One, can the Colts make the playoffs? Two, can they win the AFC South? Three, are they going to win out?
Yeah, I mean, the Jaguars, their next 3 games are at Tampa Bay, Battle of Florida. They then host the Carolina Panthers. That's an easy W for them. And then they go to Tennessee. And I mean, at that point, you know, it's a division game. First off, Will Levis has been playing pretty darn good. They might have found their quarterback there. And to be honest, Mike Vrabel might be in that game, depending on how the rest of the season goes. He might be coaching for his his life at that point.
Right.
And it's a division game. Mike Vrabel loves a nasty game. He's going to make it hard on Trevor Lawrence. So I think they could very well lose to the Buccaneers if Baker Mayfield shows out the way he just showed out this past weekend. They then lose to the Titans as well. So yeah, I would not be surprised if the Colts do win this division.
Yeah, and just to add to your point there, January 7th in Nashville, Tennessee, it's not really a place where you want to be.